After the successful protest, being held in Kenya, there are a whole lot of school of thought saying that the protest was not as a result of the bill wanting to be passed by the sitting government led by that's President Ruto. According to a few of the protest was organized as a result of bad governance. For us to know the root cause of this, I stand for the fact that it is very necessary for me to have a conversation with a citizen of Kenya and also reside in Kenya, Nairobi. Let us go straight to my conversation with this person, of which I don't want to mention his name because of sensitivity of the conversation, but he resides in Kenya. Hello, how are you?
We are doing great.
Nice one, all the way from Ghana. My name is Ambassador Vix, and just as I informed you, I'm just wanting to have a conversation with you in regards to the aftermath of the protest in your country, that is in Kenya.
Yes.
All right. People have the perception that the root cause of the protest is not as a result of the bill, but it is as a result of the bad governance by the sitting government. What can you say about that?
Okay, so what I can say was the root cause of the protest was, first of all, the bill was proposed and it was taken to parliament. So when it was taken to parliament, that's when the people say that this bill is not favoring the people, and it's they had increased a lot of tax, and they had not even reviewed what the people are saying.
Okay.
So this came about now when the youths now sat down and looked at the government, and they came to a conclusion that this government doesn't listen to the people. They just impose what they think is right, and they want to force it towards parliament and for it to go and pass, because the majority of the members of parliament are siding with the government.
Okay. But as a citizen of Kenya, I would like to know, in as much as the government not ready to listen to the people of Kenya, if the bill was to be passed, do you think it would have helped the country or the economy of Kenya?
Not per se, because the bill for 2023-2024, before this bill for 2024-2025, the bill itself was, let's say, it was sufficient, and we can say there are some of the things, yes, we didn't agree with it, but it did pass.
Okay.
And if you look at that budget, they didn't even meet the target that they put in that budget before.
Okay.
And now, before even reaching that target, they have now imposed other taxes, which this bill now for 2024-2025 would have just given us a lot of burden, because the budget was high. The budget was, I think, 3.9 trillion, and the last budget was around 2.5 trillion. So you see, if they didn't manage to come up with 2.5 trillion, it means that this time round it will be hard to reach 3.9 trillion, and that means that they will have to borrow the deficit.
Okay.
So as a result, we would have to pay a lot of taxes, and also there will be other what is it called? The debt of the country would have gone high because of the borrowing.
Okay.
So my answer to that question is that bill would not have helped that much.
Okay. I also saw a video on BBC of which that is your President Ruto was qualifying the group of protesters as a group of criminals instead of a group of concerned citizens. What can you say about that?
Okay, I can say that first of all, the process were peaceful, and before now the police now started using a lot of force. What I can say is that the youth of the country of Kenya were peaceful. They had no intentions of being violent, and that statement really was negative towards us, and we didn't like it. So I can say that we were angered by the statement of the president.
Okay. I know you are aware about other military rulers in other African countries, that are a few African countries. Do you think that democracy is going to help your country and also Africa as a whole? Do you think that Africa should now resort to military rule?
Okay, I can say that. Okay, let me use Kenya as an example. I can say that in terms of democracy, we have come a long way, and if you look like now in 2024, we have practiced a lot of democracy, and as per now, I can say that it's paying off because the protest paid off. The bill wasn't signed by the president, and it resorted to dialogue. So it means that we are growing as a country in terms of democracy.
Okay.
And yeah, and about other, let's say now the African country, I can say we still have a lot of work to do because you can see other countries, the military had to go and overthrow the government because you can see some of the leaders are still in the dictatorial state. And what I can say is that in some situations, it was a good decision for the military to do that. But in some other situations, I think it varies with the situation at which the coup or the military taking over. The reasons behind them are what matters.
Okay. So basically, a few other questions. Basically, what do the citizens of Kenya need from their leaders?
Okay. What I and other youth that I've listened to, what as a country we need leaders to be able to be accountable. Let's say now if a leader is having a chair, let's say a member of parliament, this member should be accountable and be able to say that if the work that he or she has been given hasn't been done well, he or she to be accountable and say these are the reasons and this is what is to be done after now discussing with the people and putting people's interests before their interests, because if you look, a lot of leaders are very selfish and they are only there because of their self-interests. So if they put our interests before their interests, I think it will be a good thing and will progress of the country.
Yeah, so you're saying that your leaders should stand for the people, but not for themselves, right?
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So my last question before you go, I'll just would like you to know that, looking at the protests that happened in your country, that is in Kenya, and looking at other hardships that other African countries are also going through, just as Ghana. This thing also happened in Ghana. Just at the e-levy, there's something called e-levy, electronic, levy, of which, the youth of Ghana were opposing it. But we just, realized that just after a night, these people have been able to pass the e-levy. However, we didn't, protest. What is your message to other African countries facing hardships from other governments governing them? What will be your message to other African countries?
Okay, my message to them is that they should stand for their rights, and if they think that the bill which is being passed is maybe it will affect them in one way or another, or it's a negative something which is not part of their interest, they should stand up for themselves. Because if you look, as a lot of African countries were colonized, and we are not ready to be colonized by our own people that we put into government. So my message is that they should stand for their rights, and it will pay off, because no matter how many people who died or dies in protest, there's a good outcome that comes out of it. So they should stand for their rights and carry peaceful protests.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Bye. Okay, so this is a conversation that I had with a Kenyan who resides in Nairobi regards to the aftermath of the protest and the thing that results to the protest, because other schools of thought or other people are saying that the protest came as a result of not the bill but the bad governance. And our brother that I just spoke to also has confirmed regards to the cause of the bill. According to him, their leaders are supposed to be accountable. I mean, they should be honest with the people. And in as much as you are also standing to building your, political career or something, or being a leader, you are in that office because of the people. So you shouldn't stand for yourself. You shouldn't stand for your selfish gains. You are supposed to also stand for the people. And that was why that protest, was organized, and successfully they were able to meet their goals. So basically, he was trying to tell other African countries that in as much as you are living under a government which is not helping the economy or the country as a whole, you need to stand for yourself as a country and fight, not as in fight, but you need to push through to make sure that your grievances or your requests are being paid heed to by your leader. So this is the sort of conversation that I had with a friend in Kenya, and that is the response that I elicited from him. Let me know about what you think about this video at the comment section. Once again, my name is Ambassador Vix, and my channel is all about positivity about Africa. Africa is not the future. Africa is now. See you next time. Bye-bye.